What's up? Hello. Cozy stream? Is this a cozy stream? What's up? Hello, Yash. One sec. Let's adjust the auto layout on this page. Yeah, let's go. What's up, Yash? What's up, Rakshit? Hello, Pranjal. Pranjal. What's up, bro? Cozy stream. We've just 10 people today. Yeah, I forgot to tweet. Forgot to tweet in the morning, but that's chill. We're here. Let's talk, bro. We have a lot of cool stuff coming up. Today, it is Cozy Stream, so I want to talk to you guys. I will share some stuff about upcoming cohort stuff, which is expected this week. So I'll show you a little bit of that. What's up, Sumanyu? Hello, Sid. And hello, Rupesh. We have a Cozy Stream going. So let's start, folks. I see a lot more people coming in. Good to see you all again. Another week. Here we are. What's up, Apurv? Yes, you can see that. I was just, you know what? I just hate getting haircuts. I just don't like it. I just don't like spending time going and getting a haircut. But then I always feel better after. So why the fuck don't I do it? What's up, Bhavya? Sparsh. What's up, Sahej? Yo. Hello, Anshuman. Folks, let's start here, okay? I want to keep doing shout outs for people who are joining in. And I think I'll do a little bit of that. What's up, Dhruv? We have a cozy stream here. And what I'm going to show you a little bit is this right here. Haircuts. I love the feeling after a haircut. And you know what? It's personal reasons because, dude, I'm on stream. Personal reasons because, dude, to get a haircut here, I need to make an appointment. I think I hate making appointments more than haircuts. I hate making appointments. I want to walk into a nice place, pay them money, and just get my haircut. I don't like waiting. I don't like appointments. And it's expensive here. Like, the minimum would be 2,000 rupees for a haircut, right? Now, yeah, it's not expensive for here. And, you know, that's the cheaper places, right? The higher places, it goes to 4,000 bucks. Now, I don't want a haircut, bro. Okay, but skipping that topic, here, let's talk about some 10K designers news. I've been playing around with the bio because I'm just trying to figure out positioning. Because now that we've actually hit 10,000 followers, by the way, just followers, not the main goal, it's kind of changed. So overall, playing around with this, I kind of want to lean in more into the India thing, bro. But then I don't know how exactly to position it in the sense that, yes, most of our designers, companies that hire our curriculum, experience, it's all India, right? We're in fact, I would say the best design-based cohort in the world. We're one of the best design cohort-based courses, right? In India, especially so. But then we do have a huge international element, which is I'm here in Denmark. My co-host Jenny lives in the US. We have a lot of other mentors, also, you know, mentors as well as some alumni in more countries than this. Like Germany is just one thing here. We've got folks from, you know, the Middle East. We've got folks in Canada. We've got somebody from Japan. We've got somebody from China. I can't add all that here. But in terms of positioning, definitely thinking about how do we lean into the Bharat positioning, because yes, that's where our community is. We are not so much like okay, going to stop talking about this. But Cohort 7 news, it is dropping soon. In fact, the plan was May 1st, but, and you know what? We'll give a shout out to some member projects today as well. But first, I'm going to start here. Guys, you know what this is? This is our cohort artwork. Now, to give you some context, right? Some background context. Cohort artwork is something we do to refresh the cohort, set that intention, right? I'm going to talk to you a little bit about behind the scenes design process today of how I apply design process to my shit, okay? Which is this. This is still a render, by the way, right? This is, the clay render, no lighting, no textures yet. Still working on this, but why do we do cohort artworks? We have, we'll really put it in a better place, but this is cohort 5 artwork. This is cohort 4 artwork. This is cohort 6, I think. You can see it all the way going back. We've got a few of these. We're actually working on a page on the website that showcases this. I'll talk about that in a bit. But from a design perspective, tell me this, okay? One question that a lot of you normally have is how do you balance business and design, right? A lot of times when you're in a design team and you're making stuff, you have to think about practical things like, oh my God, deadline, or oh my God, like, does this really affect our bottom line? Does this affect our top line, right? What are the metrics? Like, you have to really think about that rational part. And so a question a lot of you have is how do you balance that, right? Let me give you one simple example here. We do this artwork refresh every single cohort. And the reason we do so, right? From a business perspective, it does not exactly make sense, right? This is how you tackle business plus design thing, right? Let's break it down. From a business perspective, it does not make sense for us to spend a lot of money, number one, a lot of effort, a lot of time, right? These things are not easy to make in 3D. You're rendering them out, not just the renders, the whole feedback process, the details, the animations, in fact, right? Most of these are animated. Not this one. This is our vlog. But yeah, like animations, this goes into merch. The merch as well, we have to do a new sampling process because the colors have changed, the processes. Like sometimes we have to do a certain type of print versus another type of print. Sometimes we go oversized, right? The members here, you guys know that, right? The 10K folks who've been here, you've seen the oversized tees. You've also seen our non-oversized tees, right? Like anyway, from a business perspective, this is hard, bro, to actually do this every single time. And honestly, one of the reasons we've delayed, right? We were actually planning to launch this on Monday, but the reason we delayed is we're still working on the cohort artwork, right? So this is just a practical example of that balance between thinking from a business perspective versus thinking from the creative perspective. Now, I didn't tell you guys the reason yet. The reason why we do this is because a cohort is an event, right? I'm sure a lot of you probably know this. Cohort-based course. Let me just show you a little, okay? Check this out. This was very inspiring for me because I was already doing a cohort-based course. So to find somebody who is really writing about this in such a nice way was really awesome for me. But okay, that's not what I want to talk about though. Jivanshu says I have 5 t-shirts from 10K. Jivanshu, I think you're missing the 6th one, bro. Let me figure out how I can get the thing to you guys. I really want, by the way, for all of our 10K members to have a full set. It's so rare. Like very few people have a full set, but I really want to figure out how to do that. We're going to do that in the next couple of months. But why do we do this? We set an intention. The reason I was showing you this article, what this basically lays out is just, the education industry overall. This is how they've kind of evolved, right? Starting from the MOOCs, marketplaces like Udemy, Skillshare. There are a lot of toolkits, which is for people to launch their own stuff, Teachable. And eventually we're now headed towards this kind of cohort thing, right? The reason cohorts are so good is because they are live, right? Every single cohort, I have to come and produce live, right? Yes, there is some stuff that is pre-recorded, right? Things like tutorials, things like resources that we spend money making really good resources. We try to repeat that. But the core, like 80% of every program is live. So to set the intention for every cohort, intention setting is important because everybody who joins a cohort starts on day one, right? Everybody starts on day one of the cohort. Unlike a pre-recorded course where it's just on demand, you just open and you just do it. A cohort has a start date. It has an end date. It has a existing alumni network. It has a new alumni network entering every single time. It's got companies, like a lot of companies. We've got 3-4 people from 10K designers in the design teams, right? There are design teams out there. I should be publishing shit like this on the website as social proof or whatever. I know that. But there are teams out there that have multiple people from 10K designers working there, right? And that's really good. That is, for me, a success because it's hiring problem solved. I know how difficult it is to hire designers, hire really good designers, having been in that position. But also for somebody who's entering the industry to find somebody familiar from the same cohort and have that network, really good thing. But the way we set that intention is with this artwork. There is definitely a story behind each artwork. This one, we're going a little deeper into AI. So you will see more of this. I can show you a little bit more. Right, since all of you are on the stream, I'm going to show you a second sneak peek of our cohort artwork. Let's see. Let's open this up. Nah, it's not gonna be that great. We're still working on it. It's literally in the render process. Those of you who worked with 3D, you know how that goes. Yo, Nisheta has 3. Nisheta, you need the full set. We'll make that happen. Let's do this. Let me show you a quick render as well. This is our, this is quite blurry. So I'm now thinking, should I have shown this in the first place? But you just see the details, right? I know a lot of this looks like, bro, a car radio dikha rahe ho. But wait till you see the final one, okay? So in process, yes, we are creatives. We're not really perfectionists, but for something like this, I think we can delay a couple of days because this is our cohort artwork. So anyways, applications open this week, most likely. That's our scene. Let's get back here. Okay. Some shout outs. Harini just posted this today, and Harini's in the stream. Yo, what's up? Taking inspiration from a lot of the art posted on the 10K Discord and Twitter. Awesome. Looking forward to your landing page, Harini. I recognize this. This is for Subodh, the artist whose landing page you're working on, Museum of Goa. That's dope. Looking forward to this. Yeah. And you know what? Just a quick note. I know somehow it seems like the meta, you guys understand what the meta is, right? It somehow seems like the meta is to post case studies online. Like, oh my God, I need to work on a case study, post it. A case study takes time. What project do I work on? A case study is long form, right? But I think more people should be exploring this, like show smaller sneak peeks along the way rather than waiting for a couple of weeks later when I publish the case study. And if I had to give you one analogy, right, to really understand this better, and this is great, this is a great example of doing exactly that. To give you an analogy, it's the MVP process, right? If you had to make something which is long form, it takes time, it takes effort, and you delay when you post it. Versus doing something like this is posting a small piece of it, right? So one analogy I would give you is just the MVP. Second analogy I would give you, it's kind of like before working on a 1-hour video, why not make a shorts instead, right? That's the idea. Make something small that helps you validate, get some initial reaction, feedback, iterate. But another just practical way of looking at it is when you post this work, right? The last couple of videos that we've posted, those of you who've been watching this, you know exactly what I've been talking about. This here, this game online. Every single individual item that you post, oh, there we go. Every single individual item you post gets views, right? Think about this. You as a designer today, you have a metric that you could look at. Now, I'm not saying this is the only metric or the most important one, but you can have a metric that you measure, which is my work gets these many thousands of views or impressions per week. You could do that, by the way. That's a metric you could totally calculate, right? Let's say you want to take Twitter as a source plus LinkedIn if you're active there. You could make a quick calculation that says, hey, my work gets these many impressions per week. Now of course that is a little bit of a vanity metric, but the bigger metric then becomes how many leads am I generating, and that's exactly what these 3 videos have been about. You can have a good, let's just say, more business focused metric or conversion focused metric, which is how many people are reaching out to me every week, right? It's just as simple as that. I'm not saying set up mix panel or something. Just have that number, because a lot of times we feel underconfident because it's so it's on a spectrum. It's like, yeah, did it go well? It could have gone better. Did it go bad? Okay, but it's not that bad. Right? Versus having a metric where you're like, oh, it's per week, 3, 6 people reaching out, or per week I have 1,000. So every post that you put out, you kind of maximizes your chances of it getting seen, right? So posting the full case study once, maybe you get 8,000, 5,000 views, but posting a small piece like this, it's cumulative, right? It adds up. Great job on this, Harni. Looking forward to seeing the remaining pieces of this. Second shout out here to Rachit. Bro, stream. I'm so glad we got a streaming club going on. This is making me feel like one thing I've already said in private. This is making me feel like we need a GC for design creators. Quick note, we already have a GC. I just created one last week with Rachit, Abhinav, a few of these guys. But the second thing it makes me think about is, yo, this is some good fucking extracurriculars. Really, I really love the video, guys. I did not watch the full thing. I maybe watched a little bit while I was on my way out. I will check out the whole thing though. But great idea. The design league concept as in general, super bullish about that. Right, this idea of a design league where you're actually doing this, and overall, yes, the idea is esports for, in this case, web design. I think that's dope, bro, because to be honest, this is the kind of stuff non-designers would love to watch, right? Because most people don't know the process that goes behind. They only see a final page. But the design league format, I would say, dude, the design league format might be as much of an innovation as cohorts, right? Like if you look at the format of a cohort, a design league is a very interesting, innovative cohort, like a type of cohort, possibly. Like what I mean is that there's a start date, end date. It's an interactive learning activity where you learn by doing, and you learn it with other people in a network community, using the internet, using things like Twitter, maximizing your reach, getting your work seen. Design leagues is really dope idea. Yeah, Reloom does this as well. Reloom design leagues. I in fact came across a TikTok. Yes, TikTok. TikTok is not banned here. I came across a TikTok these guys did. It was pretty much just this though, so you're not really missing out. And dude, you're not gonna believe this. It had 6 million views. Right? It was one of these actually. I think it was some football related thing. So maybe, okay, whatever. It had 6 million views, bro. So 6 million views for something that's design related to get 6 million views means that the mainstream, the non-designer crowd loved it, right? So love the idea, and looking forward to seeing where you go with this, Rachit, as well as where you go with this, Abhinav, if you are also jumping on this. Dope. Shout out to Divyansh, by the way, for landing his internship at Hue Centric. I think this is a design studio when I was checking it out. Yes, it is. Congrats to you, Divyansh, on your, I think, first role. Really dope. Also, shout out to Kshitij for his role at Kirana. This is a little internal. I'm showing you guys Discord, so maybe I won't show too much. But yeah, that was for our shout outs. Let's do Q&A in a bit, guys. I'm just doing shout outs right now because, I think that's, it's a good way to see what's been up. Khadija is working on her case study, or she's actually released her case study. But before that, what I want to do is I want to take some questions, and I want to just maybe go back to chat. I missed a few notifications. Okay. Sakshi says, trying to explore that on Twitter. Definitely, Sakshi. And what I would suggest, right? In general, when it comes to design work, you can pretty much post the exact same thing on Twitter as well as LinkedIn. Maybe not so much Instagram. Instagram still requires you, maybe make shorts or reels, but then, a hard discovery and whatever. But LinkedIn and Twitter, I would definitely suggest. In fact, all of you who are here, who are right now posting your work online, I would suggest one very simple thing that you can do to literally double your views and maybe in some case get a few extra leads, whether that's for freelance or possible opportunities. Take the exact same thing that you already posted on Twitter and repost that on LinkedIn, right? And now again, be smart about it. I don't mean just post a Twitter link in LinkedIn, right? That gets deboosted. What you want to do is, let's say if there's a video, the video of the work we saw, post that as a native video on LinkedIn. Do the whole CFBR shit. Okay, whatever. But you get what I mean, right? That to you is another source. Now, I know I'm a little bit hypocritical saying this because, dude, I have not posted in LinkedIn at all. Like, I should be doing that. In fact, the 10K designers page on, you know what? This might be the first time ever on stream that I'm about to open LinkedIn, bro. Whoa. Designers in early stage startup. Okay. Anyways, my point is, I know I'm telling you this post on LinkedIn. I myself am not doing that, right? The last time I posted on the 10K designers page was, bro, last year maybe. So people who's, although there's like 3,000 followers, people who see this, they're like, oh my God, like, are they not active? Like, did they shut down? But anyways, especially if you have a goal in mind, if you have a goal, like you have your portfolio launch that you want to do, or you want to, drop snippets of your work, right? Videos, or of course, you want to share your final work, do use LinkedIn, right? In fact, if you don't want to overthink, just post the exact same thing in both places. But yeah, definitely do that, Sakshi. And try both. And you can try one, but try both. This is a great point. Jivanshu says I got 9,000 views on my portfolio just by posting it on Twitter and LinkedIn. Guys, 9,000 views. That's amazing, bro. Just think about that for a sec. I know we're on the internet, we're used to big numbers, right? But 9,000 people seeing your work, bro, without, like, that is permissionless. Like, that's anything you could make as long as it's good. People will like it, people will share it, right? And especially things like portfolio where you have a goal behind it, right? You need conversion. Conversion is people booking a call with you or just reaching out for something. At 9,000 views, you can probably imagine the kind of conversions you can get. So definitely do that, bro. Their first post on LinkedIn. Yeah, cred bashing, bro. What can I say? Great to hear that, Josh. Keep going. Keep going. LinkedIn is the new Dribble. Anuraj, I think you are kind of right. In fact, I kind of miss Dribble. I was so active back in the day. In fact, if I can be totally honest with you guys, since this is a small, cozy stream, one of the reasons why I joined housing.com was they had the biggest Dribble account in India. They had the most followers. And even in that, the members in that Dribble account, they had thousands of followers. And in India, that was like non-existent, right? So one of my reasons was I was like, bro, sneaky. I was like, dude, I got to grow my Dribble account. And of course, I'm also joining because you guys have a great design culture and design team. But that's what I did. Unfortunately, Dribble is kind of dead. But good point, bro. I think, let's see. Let's open up Dribble. A point here, right, that I would like to share with you guys is you might think twice about posting. You might think about the quality. You might be like, I'm not so sure if I should do this, whatever. Guys, this is your paper trail. You guys understand what a paper trail is, right? You probably heard that in movies and stuff. But basically, what I mean by that is this is your record, bro. This is your record that something exists. Now, imagine 5 years from now, you're like, what was that project I worked on? It's probably sitting somewhere in your Google Drive or your old laptop that's sitting in the, almari mein pada hua hai upar, dabbe mein. Now, bro, that's not how you treat your work, right? I know some of you might think that my early work is so shit, but guys, you gotta treat your early work with respect because your early work, that is your start. That is what gives you slightly better, and improving quality of work, right? Don't despise your early work. And I would say go one step further and make a paper trail of things you do. Like, for example, this right here is an unfakeable post from 2013, right? Now, if I had not posted this, bro, I literally would not have proof that I was online in 2013 as a designer if I did not have this paper trail that I'm showing you guys now. This is a rebound shot though, but let's see some old work, right? Like this shit. Now, of course, I've made a nice looking mock-up. I hope you guys can appreciate this little effect we have going on here. You see this? Where it's like the paper is cut and there's a background, the phone is there. I used to love doing shit like that. Even this, for example, these, going a little nerdy here. I know this is a little blurry, but you guys see this line, right? Like this divider. The way we used to make dividers back in the day, bro, हमारे time पे, is we'd literally draw a gray line, right? 10% opacity, then draw a white line, put them together with a 0 pixel length and group it. Why? Because dividers needed to be skeuomorphic. And you know how you make dividers skeuomorphic? Put a black line and a white line. So it looks like it's etched into the metal or the material, right? That was designed, bro, back then. But the point is, there's a paper trail. There's a paper trail that literally proves that I worked on a whatever health gym workout fitness app from 2013, right? Not fakeable. I know we're talking about the age of blockchain and shit, right? Like literally I have a coin market cap open here. I also had an OpenSea tabs open up. I closed all that. But this is paper trail, bro. This is your proof of work going back. Now, I know when we think about proof of work, we usually think about current work, especially folks who are starting out. But dude, you're gonna thank yourself someday that you posted this old shit online because most of it is lost. Now, when I'm showing you this is not all the work I've done. This is some of the work. But most of it is somewhere in my Google Drive, bro. And I'm sure a lot of it is lost. Right? And that only goes up over time. But look at this shit, bro. This is I don't even know what to say. Like I love the mock-up. I love this zoom effect. I used to love doing stuff. I love this old school, this thing. But just to give you some details, like I used to love this kind of stuff. This was my favorite style. This paper cut with the thing coming out of it, right? Dimensionality. Let me show you a better one of this. Now, guys, don't look at this, right? I was a stupid kid trying to put dumb Easter eggs in my design. But this is fun, bro. Like, look at this. Slot like this, these tickets come out, these tickets that you can share for like disappearing file services. This was a great trend. I don't know where I found this, but I used to love this design trend. I also loved this design trend, although didn't do too much of it. This was called long shadows. So like everything, you would just give it a long shadow by just doing that 45-degree to the side. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, madam ask. It is right there. Yeah. So guys, I'm telling you this, you will regret it. Post your work, bro, please, right? Even if it's not on Twitter because you're like, bro, there's too much visibility, post it somewhere. Post it somewhere. Right? Like, check this out. I know this website link, obviously, I didn't renew it. Obviously, it doesn't exist today. But this was a real app. This was maybe the first self-initiative full app I worked on. And you're not going to believe this, the story behind this. Varun Maya, you guys know who Varun is. Right? Varun Maya was learning Ruby on Rails. And this was when we were in college in November 2013. So Varma, I was learning Ruby on Rails. I was learning UI UX design, and I said, bro, what's the most basic project that you will work on as a on Ruby on Rails, right? While exploring this, he's like, probably a note taking app. I was like, let's do it. We're gonna launch a note taking app. I'm gonna help you with the design. Let's do this kind of post its type of style. In fact, there is probably even a Twitter account for this, the Scratch app. Doubt we'll be able to find it though. Scratch app, Twitter. Nah, bro. It's old account. But anyway, that's paper trail, right? Now, of course, I look at this and I'm like, this is not really useful to me. But I can see, bro, I love that style. This little cut into the paper. I need to bring this back, actually, this style. I just love it so much. Also see, okay. And another note I'm going to make here, guys, since we are going through this, do more bakchodi stuff, bro. Thodi aur bakchodi needed, right? You don't need to make, app for pet sitting, app for, I'll tell you, okay? You don't need to do app for e-waste, right? You don't really need to do another, whatever. You don't need to do standard shit. Do some bakchodi, right? Do this kind of stuff. Like you, of course, back then, now you might be thinking, how the, like this is skeuomorphic. To me, to be honest, this was practice, right? Figuring out this textures and shit. Like, this paper texture, all this stuff. I did recreate this in Photoshop, by the way. I took photos of my actual Game Boy Sapphire and, other cartridges, Pokemon Sapphire. But yeah, this is just bakchodi. Like, do more stuff like this. And to be honest, today, like back then, it was kind of like, yeah, I could have found a PSD for this, although it was a little bit early in the internet. Like 2013, yeah, it was hard to find let's say a Game Boy cartridge PSD. But today, you guys have, what was I going to say? You guys also have AI, right? Which means your cost of your time and effort it takes has gone down to make conceptual stuff. So do more conceptual stuff, definitely. And I think this is the kind of stuff when somebody sees this in your portfolio, right? Everybody has serious projects in their portfolio, but fun projects that are executed with high quality are showcasing your personality, right? For me to show this, right, what am I signaling? Not too much. It's just that it's a cool thing, right? I like Nyan Cat. I'm a huge fan of Pokemon. I've spent more than 1,000 hours in game, right, on a fucking Game Boy SP. But yeah, this is just a way for me to show a little bit of that. And stuff like this, great conversation starters, because everybody knows it's not a real project, but you still did it. It was still important to you. Why was it important to you, right? That's learning about the other person. And I will just say, you might not always find great quality and shit, right? Like this is not great. What is this? It's not bad. 2014, but definitely not great. But at least I can prove that I was still designing landing pages in 2014, which was now 8 years ago. Anyways, you guys want to know quick Easter egg again? This dribble invite giveaway, yeah, dribble was invite only back then. बहुत मारा मारी होती थी, especially as an Indian to get a dribble invite. But anyways, literally in 2013, bro, one of my invites went to Nilank. Nilank, in fact, in 2020, I ended up hiring Nilank for an academy. But my second invite went to Akshar. And you guys are not going to believe who this is. And I'm so mad that Dribble fucked up the tagging because I might not have any way to prove this. I literally invited Akshar Pathak in 2014 to Dribble. $1.8 million. Let's find Akshar Pathak's Dribble. I never thought I'd be able to brag about this because I was like, bro, this is such a niche thing. But since we're here, this is a cozy stream. We're talking about stuff. Let me show you this. Okay. I hope Akshar has not deleted his dribble. Does dribble show who invited you? I'll need to show some proof, bro. Let's see. From Akshar Pathak, Dribble. Can anybody help me get grafted as a player? Bro, think about that. Itni mara mara हुई थी fucking Akshar Pathak back then, 300k subs or followers or something like that. Could not get a dribble invite. Right? I reached out to him and I was like, I got you, bro. Look at this. Hey, Avinav, can you help me with the dribble invite, please? Big fan, sir. Of course I can. Akshay still owes me for this. I invited him, but haven't really. Whatever. Yeah, this was my old handle. Whatever. Guys, here we go. Boom. That's proof right there. But guys, here's another point here. Since we are making points, here is paper trail. Right? You guys have paper trail. Think about stuff like that. When you are, for example, writing your case studies, right? You are thinking about what do I post, but media like this. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to put this in a case study or something, but this is a paper trail, right? I have a log and I can prove it to you right here. And if ever I need to write a story or some shit, like document something, I have these things that I can pull in on, right? You gotta be tending to your information garden. You get what I mean? It's not about hoarding stuff. It's about you got a little garden of information of things you have done. These might be things you've done offline, things you've done online, things you've done with other people. You need to tend to your garden of information. But that's a little sneak peek for you right here. Akshar is no longer on Dribble, unfortunately, guys. So we will not be able to see. He posted a bunch of Zomato work, actually, once I did invite. I think all of these are his Dribble shots. But yeah, guys, a little bit of design history for you guys. Yes, I did like it. I did like it. What are we talking about? Should we come back to chat? Do you guys want me to talk about any of these projects? Any questions? Atul says, if you wanted to work on a project now, what would it be? Atul, no doubt AI. Absolutely no doubt AI. I would be working on AI stuff. I can tell you a few things that I'm interested in. Okay. And guys, I'll literally read it out, right? I literally have a note on my. Okay, let's do this. I literally have a note on my iPad about music, AI music ideas, right? So this is not even all ideas. I'm just going to share a particular category with you guys. I'm just going to read it out. AI music ideas to work on and try. Not that I have the time right now to try them, but of course, I'm going to be posting all this in the cohort, so maybe some of you guys can try it. But let's see. Let's find this note. AI music product ideas. Now, if you want to do AI music product ideas, I'm gonna just talk about it, right? Just to give you an example, I would first create an AI song by following a tutorial, find out Kanye beat, how do I do it, go online, figure it out. The second thing I would probably do if I want to take this to level from 0 to level 1 would be create a mashup album, but specifically talking about AI product ideas. Guys, what if you could do a streaming app that was purely AI generated music, right? Today there are a few thousands, but you could, for example, set up a no code site, which is just a simple YouTube type of thing, which just plays, aggregates current AI music, right? That's a very simple idea. Very, very simple idea. You could build that with Framer, to be very honest. But going even further, can you do something where there's a chat room? There's a chat room where multiple people can add songs and in real time it generates a mashup. Now, I know the technology for that, we're probably not there yet, still a little while away, but you could design it, right? You could design it right now and the technology will be available in a few months. And at that time, you are the OG for thinking about this early. Another one would be, Yeah, I was thinking a little bit around mixtapes. I was thinking also something like turntable.fm, if you guys have seen it. Turntable.fm, it was there back in the day, now it's shut down. But you could have a chat with humans one to one where people are adding mashups. You could also do something like create in fact, not even product idea. This would be something like, you've seen those 24/7 lo-fi streams. Why don't you do a 24/7 Kanye streams, right? Specifically for Kanye hardcore fans that you can listen to Kanye 24/7. And it's not just Kanye music, which would be copyright otherwise, but it's mashups. It's Kanye singing um, Hey There Delilah, right? It's a really good mashup, by the way. It's on YouTube. But those would be some ideas. In general, I also have some more ideas. Um, Viral videos of rap battles, right? You could make rap battle videos with rappers that you like. And I'm giving you music ideas and I'll tell you why exactly, okay? I'll make that point in a bit. Number two, you could do artists that make music in all genres. So now you could use Kanye's voice to create a catalog of country music, rock music, right? Bro, give me a Linkin Park album, but all the vocals are Kanye. Like, come on, the tech exists. Like, I will listen to that shit, right? And you can bet your ass it's gonna go viral because it hits nostalgia. It's Linkin Park, right? Think about stuff like that. Now, of course, this is not pure UI UX design, but this is creative work, right? This is still creative work. Um, let's do a few more. You could do. Okay. Anyways, no more ideas, right? I'll save these for the cohort to share. Maybe for somebody's assignment, it comes in handy. But overall, why did I pick AI music? It's because back in the day, I was for a short time, for about a year and a half, working on a music app. Now, why is that relevant? I'll tell you in just a second. And I'm going to show you the paper trail because I'm a smart guy, bro. I maintain paper trail so I can show people my work, even though this is not on the App Store anymore. This right here, right? This is how the app worked, right? We could each of us add music to this and it would play one by one. Now you could have the exact same thing, but it actually mashes it up. Technology is not fully here. But anyways, the reason I'm showing you this is because this was an interest area of mine, right? When you are thinking about stuff like, how do I do these fun conceptual projects, right? I think a lot of people get stuck in, how do I select a project to work on, which will become a case study, which will get me hired, which will get me freelance. They get stuck because they're like, bro, so much riding on this, right? You can't have fun because you're thinking about, will I make it? You need to have fun, number one. But you need to think in terms of interest areas, right? Rather than thinking about what is something somebody else will like. No, boss, what is something that you will like? What do you like, right? The reason I am, even till date, bro, this screenshot I just showed you, let's see. This was posted in 2016. Right now, even now, 6 years later, I'm still thinking about music AI. Why? Because it's an interest of mine, bro. Music, of course, everybody loves music, but using music in this way to create a social learning experience, like still nothing has come close. In my life, this is something that I want to see. I want to use an app like this. And unfortunately, I could not be that person who could do it, right? I did not have what it takes to be a good founder. Or let me just say I was too young. This was my first startup. I just didn't know better. But the reason I'm even till date exploring that is because that's my interest area, right? So definitely follow your interests. You don't have to do music AI because I gave you a few ideas, although maybe something clicks. But do stuff that you're interested in. And how do you know if you're interested in stuff? How do you know what you're interested in? You consume, see what you like. What you like, do more of that. What you don't like, do less of that. Obvious, right? But no, it's not so obvious because a lot of times what you see in your feed is what you don't like but is popular. And so 80% of the shit you see might be stuff that is popular, but you don't like it. And now you're just being forced to put up with it. Fuck that, bro. Find stuff you like, do more of that. Stuff you don't like, less of that. And that, follow your curiosity. You will find these ideas. You will find these products. Also, don't think too much about the outcome. Don't think about the pressure of I have to make this, then do a case study and then freelance. Will people like it? Will I be able to pull it off? What if it's not good? What if it's bad? Fuck that. You need to do it right now. You need to do it because it's a fun thing that you want to explore and it's going to be fun for you, right? That's the only way you'll find true motivation, when you actually follow that curiosity. Does that make sense, guys? Oh, absolutely, bro. Discord, play Arijit's sad song. Yeah, bro. In fact, here's another idea: Discord bot that plays mashups. I know I'm saying mashups all the time. I'm just been thinking about the music thing, but there are probably ideas like this. The reason I thought about mashups is because I literally made one. Right? You guys saw the Eminem track that we debuted on stream. We debuted it on stream, but yeah, this to me is an MVP. Just following curiosity, right? I didn't have high hopes for this. I'm not hoping it goes viral or hits million or whatever. But now that I've done this, I'm like, okay, what's next? Like, I've done one song. Can I now do one album? Or can I now do something else? Like, lateral, right? You're going one by one, step by step. You don't have everything figured out at step one, but you're figuring it out. Irban says, hi, bro. Can you tell me, please, when will AI replace UI UX? AI will not replace UI UX design. In fact, with AI, things are going to get more complicated. So you need more designers. However, the question you asked is valid. If you are below average or average, of course, there's a very good chance that AI replaces you. Not in the sense that the company is like, hello, हाँ नहीं नहीं इरबान को तो बिल्कुल हायर नहीं करना. कौन है ये? कौन? AI Sing? क्या salary expectation है? Free? $20 a month? Yeah, sure. Let's get that. Right? That's not the scenario that's going to happen. What it's likely going to be is that people who are already in that company are now going to be able to do more. Like productivity goes up because as an individual designer, I can do more than this much. I can do now this much. So instead of hiring another person to do that extra work, I can do more. Right? So if you're average, definitely tricky, bro. Tricky. If you're starting out, also tricky because now, you have to compete. But then the advantage is you can be one of the first people to use these AI tools. You might just be thinking, bro, people who are more experienced than me, they're probably using AI tools. They're going to get so much better. I'll tell you what, guys, you guys are in an advantageous position because people who are 10 years of experience, you know what they're doing? They're working, bro. They're working, they're chilling at home with their families. They're going on family trips to Lonavala. They're not sitting online like this saying, let's use the latest AI tools, right? So people who are way experienced in the industry, they're not competing with you. They are in their position, they're doing their work, they're getting paid for it. Of course, they've got their career goals, they're developing, but they're not spending time online finding tools and AI tools and shit like this, right? Only new people do that. Only people who are new to a field do that. Why? Because it's interesting. You want to do this shit because it's not been done before, right? So don't feel like everybody's doing this. Everybody will do it. Nobody will do it. Only like, bro, this AI music shit, right? Just giving you an example. I did this. Tech is available, right? My team did this, in fact. I just came up with some of the parts of it. But what? Where are the AI songs? You would imagine every single person in their childhood would be like, I want to be a rapper. Now that you have the tech, what are these guys doing? They're working at Accenture, bro. They're sitting in the canteen, sipping chai, eating samosa, talking about kya karna hai is weekend pe. They are not sitting online like you, figuring out these tools and trying to figure out, let's do some cool shit, right? That's your advantage. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. You might think everybody's like that. No, nobody's like that. It's a very rare thing to be so nerdy about something that you spend all your time trying to do it because it's fun. Okay, guys, let's see some more. I see some questions being asked. Let's talk about these. I saw a repeat question. Bro, I did not answer your question, but I'll answer it now. Who was that? Excited about that, Nick. Looking forward to seeing you in the cohort. Looking forward to working on some of these ideas we're talking about. Shashank, what do I work on in Figma? I hope I answered that question, bro. Shashank, for you. Let's see. Yeah, I hope I answered this question for you as well. Cliche thoughts about cliche thoughts. You know, what's the source of cliche thoughts, Sahej? The source of cliche thoughts is designers sitting down and thinking, लोगों को क्या पसंद आएगा? लोगों को क्या पसंद आएगा? Like, what do I do कि लोग impress हो जाएं? Bro, everybody's thinking that. And you know what people are going to do? They're going to do things that are not aligned with their interest. Do things that are aligned with your interest, right? Don't do cliche things. मैंने 10 case study में लिख लिया तो I want to be the 11th person who does this. No. We have new tools, guys. Do new stuff. Come on. Question from Rishabh. Web3 or agri-tech? Web3 is more online. Agri-tech is more IRL. Depends on that. I think this was the question. Sandeep says, I like the Web3 thing and NFT. I want to build my career in this field, but don't know where to start. I'm involved in some projects like Zo World, but I don't know how to. Bro, Sandeep, I think you've been spying on my computer, because just literally, bro, Zo World. Wait, let's see if I can show you proof. Just literally, just an hour before I was checking out Zo World. Anyways, what was your question, bro? Your question was, how do I start? My suggestion, Sandeep, would be start here. You might have already seen this, but high chances that you've not. Start here. हमारे दोस्त पॉल फिनी ने बहुत अच्छी बातें की हैं. पॉल फाउंडर हैं एजेंसी स्पेस कायाक के. स्पेस कायाक, of course, they work with us in the cohorts. We do capstone. We have some more collaborations with Space Kayak coming up. Not .com. XYZ, I think. Right. Definitely watch that, because one of the main insights in this video was, if you want to participate in Web3, how do you do it? You could do it as a trader, which is you're just trading on exchanges, Binance, you're trading all that leverage shit. Second is you're actually in more Web3 rather than crypto. And what that basically means is you have MetaMask, you're interacting with wallets, you're using things like staking, you're figuring out what is yield farming, what are these technologies, how do they work together. You are looking at some of the players, right? The top players. Let's say NFTs is something you're interested in. What do you know about Bored Ape Yacht Club? Because they're Yuga Labs is one of the biggest, it's one of the biggest projects, right? Can you break down what is Yuga Labs doing? Of course, they've got the NFTs. How many NFT collections do they have? Do they use staking? What is the Ape DAO? What is the Ape token? How do these AIPs, how do these proposals work? Right? Let me show you the DAO. Right? What the fuck is governance? What is governance, right? What exactly is all this stuff? Like, there's a lot to read. So definitely don't tell me that there's a lack of information. All this stuff is there. It's not so easy to understand, right? Me having been involved, in the in the ape community, I kind of understand this, right? I'm not so much into the DAO part of it, but these are different parts to it, right? Understand a little DeFi, understand what DAOs are, understand this thing. But beyond that, I think the main question to stay long term comes down to, what role do you want to play? Do you want to just be a gambler? Number one. Do you want to be a trader, like actually learn how to read charts and trade? Do you want to be somebody who is into NFTs? NFTs are down right now, but there probably is a time when they come back up. Do you want to be a designer in Web3? That is amazing. If you want to be a designer in Web3, you should definitely join the cohort. Or do you want to become a developer? Do you want to take this opportunity to learn Solidity, right? Or you want to learn Rust? You want to figure out smart contracts? You want to figure out how bounties work? You want to get into super team, right? Figure out all that. There's no lack of resources. I'm sure you can figure it out. But yeah. Question from Sid. So sorry to bother you. You're not bothering me at all, Sid. Thank you for asking the question. How do you improve your problem solving and UX skills while being a newbie in the field? I just transitioned from graphic design. I'll give you a short answer, Sid, because I have covered this in the other videos on the channel. I would definitely say work on projects. If you don't know how to work on projects, figure out what you want to work on. However, my other suggestion would be just enroll in the cohort, because this is exactly what we're about. This is exactly what we do for 12 weeks. Every single week, every Wednesday and Saturday, you and I will be in a Zoom call with breakout rooms, with the alumni, with mentors, figuring this stuff out. Me live, I'm going to be designing, going through the design process, problem solving with you guys, giving you a problem statement that you will go to breakout rooms, solve, talk to mentors. Like, we've got the whole path for you if you're interested. But if you want to do this self-taught, just figure out the individual steps, right? In fact, for questions like this, more and more I've been starting to suggest people to talk to ChatGPT. And I don't mean that as a way to dismiss it, like, bro, human to human, I'm not going to tell you go talk to a bot. That's not what I mean. What I mean is something like this. Ask ChatGPT to have a conversation with you. Say you are a coach. Help me figure this out, right? Because usually what something like this needs, right? Any question like this, what it needs is you to unpack what is the root cause, what exactly is the problem, what should my next step be? Out of the available 5 next steps, which one should I work on first? How do I prioritize? How do I make time? What do I make time for, right? These are things that a cohort is designed to create a path that you can follow. But if you want to figure it out yourself, have this breakdown. I think that would help. But overall, it's just reps, right? Repetitions is the answer. However you can get reps such that you can improve over every rep or every 3 reps, or however, through freelance projects, through self-initiated projects, through client projects, through internships, through freelance. Reps is the way, my friend. Yeah. I feel like a shawarma guy, bro. My friend, reps are the way to go. Will there be EMI? Yes, there will be EMI, bro. We will have really good EMI options. Don't worry about that. Sounds great, Sandeep. Yeah, designer in Web3. In fact, now that you've told this to me, I would say 2 steps, right? Do you want to be a product designer in Web3, or you want to do more graphic work? Because both are really great options, right? You can also do a lot of brand work in Web3. The reason brand in Web3 is such an interesting field is because very few designers have the understanding of crypto, what it stands for, what exactly these Web3 values are, and being able to communicate a tech that nobody understands in a brand that is approachable, makes sense, relatable. Big problem, right? So in Web3, definitely brand designers, but also product designers. Good paths, both of them. JetXO, check out our Twitter, bro. Cohort 7 applications go out this week if we can do it properly. NFT is not dead, bro. In fact, my NFTs, they're making me money even now. NFTs are a little bit let's just say they're in a growth phase, in the sense that we already had the peak. Now it's down. They're kind of in trough of sorrow, bear market, whatever you want to call it. Definitely not dead, bro. NFTs, I can tell you this, NFTs are going to be huge, bro. NFTs, we might, in our mind, think of Web3 and AI as 2 different categories. But in the end, it's all tech. Right? So definitely there's going to be combinations of these. I think NFTs are technology that is too early. One of the things that attracted me to Web3 and NFTs in general was I was like, bro, this looks like it. This feels like it's from the future. Why does it feel like it's from the future? Why does it make so much sense, but so little sense to everybody else, right? Why do I understand it, but sometimes I'm like, the world is not ready for this, right? NFTs, we'll figure it out, bro. No, bro, I did not get the Blur airdrop, unfortunately. I don't know if I missed it or kya tha, but no, I did not get it. Okay, guys, we're about an hour in. We'll do a little bit more and then we wrap up. Let's see. Did I miss something? Siraj has a question. Siraj, is it normal that in product-based startup, we don't do research and usability testing? Siraj, see, here's the thing. It's not about yes or no, it's about how much, right? That's the number one thing you need to understand. Because sometimes designers can get really disappointed. They're like, my company doesn't do it. But it's not that they don't do it, it's just that they don't do it a lot, right? They do very little of it, or the types they do, to you, it seems like unstructured randomness, right? So the main question is how much. Research, everybody does research. In fact, if you think that your product based startup does not do research, it's because you are using the word research to mean something in your mind. And the thing that's happening, you don't think it's research for whatever reason. Yeah, there are some cases, of course, where startups might not have the best design practices. As a design team, just think about it. A founder might not know what's the best practices for my design team. And maybe they've not hired a very senior person yet. So there is a chance that in your company, things are not happening in the way they should. And it's not that nobody cares to fix it, it's just they don't know how to, or it's not possible yet. But what does that mean for you? Number one, if you think it's limiting your growth, might be a good time to passively start exploring. Maybe it might be useful to you if you join a team which has, a little bit more mature, let's say, been longer, have senior members. Number two, enroll in a cohort, right? Because a cohort is a great way to compare notes across the industry, right? In fact, a lot of the voice channels that we have within the cohort, they're the equivalent of water cooler talk, like canteen mein baithe baat kar rahe hain, but across industries, right? People in all types of startups working as designers. Number three, I would say, if you think there's a gap that exists, you can be that person who fills that gap, right? I've seen very often designers that might join early stage, they end up within a couple of years becoming lead and sometimes even head of design, even if they were early when they joined. It's because they pick up that context. They might not know everything, but they come with the attitude that I will figure it out. I will be the person who figures this out and solves this problem for us. They take on that accountability and they do it, right? And a lot of times they get rewarded for this, right? As founding members with ESOPs. So that's my suggestion to you, Siraj. Oh my God, Sun Boy with the 111. Thank you, bro. Thank you for that super chat. It is very sunny outside today. Okay, few more questions and we wrap up. Atul says, what's your best part of the design process? I love the whole thing, Atul. But I'm stream pe hai, so I have to give slightly interesting answer, right? My best part is thinking about something and you're like, हाँ ये किया जा सकता है. Going and actually doing it and realize नहीं ये नहीं किया जा सकता. क्यों? That's the best part. क्यों? Why is it that when I imagined it in my head, it made total fucking sense? But when I try to go in the real world and actually do it, or in my Figma, I felt short. The why did I fall short? What's the gap between idea and reality? That's my favorite part of the design process, right? It's not wireframing, sketching, visual design. I love all that. But what I love is that satisfying feeling of figuring out why. Yes. That's my favorite part, bro. Awesome, Sid. Great to hear that. Looking forward. Few more questions. Country best to study about UI UX except USA, of course. Look into Europe. Here's the thing, okay? I know now, I don't know how relevant this is to everybody, but I might as well say it. If you're looking at something like HCI as a field only exists in the US, right? Of course, there are few HCI courses in the rest of the world, but it's mostly a US thing. Why? Because the US is where the internet was born, right? It's where most of these technologies found their root in Silicon Valley. So the kind of research labs that exist, HCI as a field was born in the US. So going for an HCI program in the US, that's an option, right? But here's the thing. If you want to study about UI UX, you don't need to only do HCI courses, right? Look for digital media courses. Look for design courses. Look for these integrated courses that have a little bit of this and that, right? An example of this would be Hyper Island in Sweden. Now that's a program, it's a design course, but it has no exams. It's all work, right? There's a lot of interesting ones like this that don't exactly look like the traditional GRE wale options, and also don't carry that whole lottery aspect of the H1B system. So which country? See, it's outside of the US, Europe, right? Explore Europe. Explore I don't know anything about Australia and stuff, unfortunately. I'm sure there's universities in the Middle East. I don't know too much about Asia, Singapore and stuff in terms of universities. But in general, it then kind of becomes a lifestyle question. Where do you want to live? And I think that usually becomes the deciding factor. Because wherever you go, you will want to stay in that place, build some network, and work for a company there in Sweden or in Europe, whatever, for at least a few years, right? The reason you're going is not to study about UI UX. You can study a UI UX here on the internet on my channel. You're going there because you want to build a lifestyle in another country, right? So pick the country accordingly. What is it? And yeah, try to talk to people who are already there. Nice. Hari says, I'm going to study HAS City, University of London, 1-year masters. Great to hear that, bro. Hari, excited about that. Awesome. And just a quick note, we also have, I might as well tell you this now, we also have a small group of people from our alumni who've actually gone abroad to programs. Most of them are in the US. I know one maybe somewhere else. But yeah, that's good. The reason I was saying that is even within the cohort, right? Now that we have the network, we're thinking about people that want, like, I know finding internships, finding jobs, finding freelance are success outcomes for people in the cohort. But for a lot of people, a success outcome is using the cohort work in my applications to go abroad to a program, right? And I personally have written recommendation letters for these folks from the cohort who've gone abroad. Point being, there are advantages to being in a community, bro. किसी ने किया हुआ है, guidance मिल सकती है. But great to hear that, guys. Note from Hari, if anybody's interested, there was no entrance exam as such. There was no exam. It was mostly a compelling SOP and a portfolio. Great to hear that. That is pretty much in line with what I've heard as well. Folks from 10K designers who are now studying abroad at places like Indiana University, Carnegie Mellon, whatever. Usually it's US, especially GRE scores. But yeah, statement of purpose, some portfolio, recommendation letters. Yeah, there are Canadian programs. I'm not so aware about them though. Not too aware. Rakshit says lifestyle design experience. Exactly, bro. Why do we do all this, guys? Why do we do all this? What's the point? What are we doing? Yeah, we want to learn design. We want to make cool stuff, right? We want to meet new people. But yeah, in the end, what we're optimizing for is our lifestyle. The point is this: you and me live in a very different world compared to our parents, right? I can't talk to my parents about internet things because that's not the world they grew up in. I can only talk to my peers. I can only talk to my community. And the point is, in this kind of world where the default path of go for a job, and this go for a job, sarkari naukri, army mein bharti, ye wo standard paths that most people, in a world where that is no longer relevant to you and me, we need to create our own paths, right? And yeah, a lot of that is lifestyle design. Just because, the world your parents grew up in, it was like, yeah, full-time jobs and retire when you're 60, and that's your lifestyle, does not mean that's the right lifestyle, or the fact that it will stay as the default lifestyle, or that you should do it, right? So lifestyle design is a huge part. And as designers, yeah, we can design our lifestyle to have multiple sources of income, have our work online that speaks for us, attracts clients, finds new opportunities, make friends online. We have all these things, and it is design experience. Thank you for that, Rakshit. That was your Abnak GPT answer for this little prompt. Very thought-provoking prompt. All right. Ritik says, could you summarize what are all topics? Ritik, check out 10kdesigners.com/UI-UX. It's on the website. Check it out. And we have an application process, by the way. Not everybody who applies gets in. If you make it through the application round, we will be sending you more details on what exactly is the curriculum, how things work, all that stuff, right? So as part of the application process, we will send that information to you at the right time. To escape the matrix, bro. What are we doing this all for? Escape the goddamn matrix. You better write my SOP recommendation letter too. Yeah, for sure, Saurabh. Enroll in the cohort. Not just enroll in the cohort, do the work. I'm not randomly writing letters. Thank you, son boy. Subscribe and like for sure, folks. So see you. That's about it for this session. I'm gonna dip out. I'm gonna go get back to work. Let's just say. एक super chat glitch हो गया. No worries, bro. I will keep an eye out for that in the next one. Thank you, gang. Thank you for joining along. I know a lot of questions we did not answer, but hey, that's the advantage. You and I, we do this every Wednesday, at least till the cohorts officially start. At that point, Wednesdays will be class day for me. But see you next Wednesday. Let's talk soon. For those who are interested in enrolling in the cohort, keep an eye out. You can always send us an email, DM us, but check out our Twitter. That's the latest source of updates. We're working on the cohort artwork and we're going to be dropping applications. Once applications open, there is a selection process. Every week we send out certain acceptance. And then about 4 to 6 weeks later from the start date is when we officially start. So if you've been accepted, we'll let you know when is our tentative start date. We will set you up with prerequisites, your pre-cohort reading, whatever, everything. But yeah. See ya and bye-bye.